Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows every Thursday at 8:01 p.m. and full shows online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
It is. This is what our actor of the day says about himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a meathead, man. You've got smart people and you've got dumb people. I just happen to be dumb. You gotta like the guy for that.
I love this guy. You know what I didn't
This
used
is
to like?
Keanu Reeves, in case anybody.
Keanu Reeves. Currently right now experiencing a bit of internet buzz because I guess he was on Stephen Colbert show and they had a nice little chat. At the end of it, Colbert jokingly just asked him, "Hey, what do you think happens when we die?" Almost kind of as a joke, but you know, because Keanu Reeves has this air about him that he's like
The Matrix thing.
Right.
Yeah.
and he had this really I'm not sure what the answer was, but he had a really great answer, and now it's spreading like wildfire.
Oh, okay.
all
All right.
and everybody's oohing and awing because he's such a sweet, genuine soul.
And, you know, it confirms my daughter worked for an agency that handled him
Mm-hmm.
years ago, and she was directly responsible for handling him.
Yeah.
And he was going to move into a new apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Thea, do you think I should get a flatware for my place?" He would call me and say, "Dad, he is so dumb." However,
Yeah.
spent a lot of the $50 million he made on Matrix on the people who worked on the set. I think you indicated.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. Also, you know, I was unaware of the tragedy in his life. He married he fell in love with a woman, and their baby was stillborn, and
Yeah.
then the grief over that loss broke them up, and then I guess she died like a year later in
Yes.
some kind of accident.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He seems, you know, like I said, when I was a kid and I first saw this guy, I wasn't a fan of Bill and Ted. I wasn't, you know, I didn't really
Point
get
Break?
it. I didn't. No, I didn't like him.
Okay.
I started to like him, I think, when Speed came out.
Speed, I think, was you're right on top of it. Really launched his career.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of gave him a different. I didn't think of him in that way.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because he's always had this like blankness about him, right? This kind of dumb,
You think?
doe-eyed, you know, this lost deer in the headlights
does.
look, right? And then The Matrix happened,
Yes.
and if that wasn't the single greatest instance of casting
It
that I've
is.
ever seen.
All right.
And it just sort of became transcendent. That his persona sort of locked into a deep focus there, and he became a great movie star.
Yeah. And you know, and in The Matrix, which has become an iconic film in its own way for people who want to talk about an intelligent film that demands you.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost seems the opposite of that, but he's perfect for it because he's such a tabula rasa.
Yeah,
Anything can
exactly.
happen, right?
Right.
That, and he's a hacker, and then he gets drawn into this internet world,
Mhm.
and
Well, it's the classic, you know, the red pill, the blue pill. Do you want to achieve consciousness or not? You know, so again, that you're right. That sort of tabula rasa like
Yes.
visage of his works perfectly there. But I also think he has, and he's currently starring in John Wick 3: Parabellum.
Yes,
I love these movies.
yes,
I love him in these movies. Again, it's perfect casting.
Oh.
It's laconic.
oh,
It's quiet.
You
It's
think.
stoic. But he has aged perfectly. He looks like you know, like a well-weathered man. His looks are great. He's like, you know, the fashion in those movies
Oh,
is terrific.
yeah.
It's just a
He wears a very well-tailored suit. He's got the signature long hair,
mhm.
and he now has a scruffy beard. You can
Yeah.
barely tell what he looks like. And usually he's hunched over and brooding. and giving his one line. I think he has maybe 10 lines in the whole
Okay.
film. But anyway, and he does absolutely no emoting
Yeah.
whatsoever. But he works well with the characters, the other characters. He works well because he allows them to be excessive, and
Yeah.
and he's just kind of, he's not a Christ-like figure,
Right.
but he's a figure of revenge.
Hmm.
He's a figure of being morose because of the losses that
Yeah.
we talked about
Right.
in his life, his baby
Yeah.
stillborn, and the
Hmm.
wife. So there's a lot about Keanu that is not himself as an actor. I don't know what he brings to that, but that kind of brooding everyman, but yet 6'1", all dark clothes.
Yeah.
There's something really menacing about this child man.
Yeah, and also the work that he puts into the stunts and the choreography.
Oh yes.
It was always very impressive. The stuff that he did in the Matrix films,
Yes.
the martial arts.
Yes.
This stuff is a totally different fighting style. It's close. It's close range. Tight quarters fighting.
Yes.
But also the tactical stuff with the weapons that he does.
Yes.
I've seen the behind the scenes videos where he goes to these tactical weapons training courses, and just watching him learn how to pull guns the right way.
Yes, exactly.
And unload clips and load them
Yes.
and keep moving at the same
Oh,
time.
oh, you are so right.
It's really poetic.
Absolutely. There is a sequence here where he and a buddy have to face off hundreds of these guys from the high table who seem to be these Asian fighters who are coming on him,
Mhm.
and they're going to Ian McShane's place, the Continental
Yeah,
Hotel.
the hotel with the
Right,
assassin.
and McShane's got like a warehouse of guns, and you are so. I was thinking about that. Why did I like that so much? When they finally have to get shotguns after they've depleted all their others, seeing him put the shells in the shotgun. And it's not easy because you got to maximize everything you have
Right.
in there, and the close-ups of the shots when he puts in. I believe it's really he who's
Yeah.
doing that. You're right. There's something even in that. Now, obviously, the fight scenes some of which he's a part. He can't be a part of all of them.
Right.
Are ballet-like.
Yeah.
I mean, this is choreography of violence.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
What?
And I'm just thinking. I'm just laughing because now these bad guys get 2 shots to the head.
Yeah.
Because they're all wearing bulletproof vests.
Right. That's his signature move.
Is
The
that
John
really?
Wick is John Wick. The headshots.
Shots, yeah.
He just moves through these, these huge cabals of villains, and just shoots them all in the head.
And I understand he has done a bit of martial arts himself, so that you're quite
Oh
right.
yeah. No, for sure. I mean, he learned it for the Matrix movies,
Yeah.
and I think it's something that he's continued with. I do want to say he's got a movie came out a little while ago. You might have the. So a little movie came out last year with him and Winona Ryder, who have appeared in several films together, most memorably probably Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. You'll remember that.
Okay.
But they did this little romantic comedy last year called Destination Wedding.
Gee, man.
Have you seen it?
Boy, that passed me by.
Yeah, you should see it. It's they have great chemistry. It is almost well, first of all, they're both misanthropes, and they end up on this plane to the same wedding, and they just keep bumping into each other, and they're grumpy and curmudgeonly, and they don't like each other, but of course, because of that, they fall in love. And it gives him a chance to play sort of like this kind of stoic John Wick grumpy character,
Yes,
brooding
yes.
character, but play it for laughs. And they're really good. The dialogue is interesting because it like I said, it's almost theatrical.
Yeah.
It's like a little Woody Allen-esque, but really nice, quiet little romantic comedy that kind of came and went.
Boy, it
Nobody
did.
knows.
Yeah, very good. And I think about him in other oddball appearances. The one that most amuses me is Kenneth Branagh's Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Where he plays the bad Prince Don John. He can't even be subtly bad. Shakespeare, I know that he had some Shakespearean tragedy, excuse me, he had some Shakespearean in his background,
Yeah.
maybe even training, but he didn't. And the other thing that I'd like to talk about him, and,
Yeah.
and the other side, that soft side of him, get this guy. He took a 90% pay cut on his salary in The Replacements so that Gene Hackman could be cast.
Oh my God, really?
How about that?
Wow, that's crazy.
And then he deferred $2 million of his salary so that Al Pacino could be cast on The Devil's Advocate.
Because he wanted to work with those.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's very
I mean,
cool.
the more I heard from my daughter, and the more I hear about him on the set, his extreme generosity. This is a cool guy who really can't act. But he has pulled
But
off.
he's a great movie star.
He is a great movie star. For those of you who are interested, he has a way. Anyway, his name, Keanu,
Yeah.
means soft breeze rising or raising or something like that.
That's like Hawaiian, right? Or
Yeah, well,
something.
yeah, how about that? That's the great grandfather. And he's got Chinese mixed in there.
Him
as
and The
well.
Rock should do a movie together. That would be cool.
You know, it would be great.
Actually, speaking of, he's doing providing a voice in Toy Story 4.
I heard that, yeah.
Which I think is one of the first times he's
Is
done
it?
that. Lent
Okay,
his voice to
yeah.
something like that.
Well, he played two former quarterbacks from Ohio State
Mm-hmm.
in Point Break and The Replacements.
Yeah. Interesting. You just got to think for
Which means
OSU.
nothing. It's just
Yeah,
our
just
local
weird
connection
coincidence.
to Keanu Reeves. Okay, so
Bad actor, great movie star.
Excellent.